Loves, my name is Becca from Frenzy Farm Fitness and I am in my 3rd trimester of pregnancy. If you are here because you're expecting, congratulations, I'm so excited for you. And you might be experiencing aches and pains. I certainly am. A lot of hip pain, a lot of sciatic pain. And my #1 tool to help with pain relief has been the foam roller. Just as a side note, this can be a completely appropriate beginner video for somebody who's not pregnant and wants to learn a little bit about foam rolling. There'll just be a few extra precautions in there for the pregnant population that is here today. Before we get into foam rolling, again, my name's Becca with Frenzy Farm Fitness, and I put out weekly videos from my little home on my little farm. It's wintertime, it's cold, so I work inside in the little area that I've got. If you like what I do, please subscribe to my channel and make sure you hit the notification button so you see what's coming up next. Foam rollers are basically used to give yourself a deep tissue massage, and who doesn't like a good massage, right? When you're picking out a foam roller for the first time, you want to look at how hard or dense or how squishy it is. So you can test a foam roller by using your thumb and just pressing it into the foam and seeing how much give it has. If it doesn't have a lot of give like this one, it's going to be a little more invasive and a little more intense. So if you're the type that likes that kind of massage that really gets in there and digs at knots, you'd want a more dense foam roller. In general, I recommend for beginners to go for something a little more squishy and cushy, and then you can always work your way up as you get more experience and you know what your body likes. The reason foam rolling is so effective because, again, like a deep tissue massage, it works at knots, tension, and pain. It's also great for blood flow, for circulation, and for lengthening the muscles. So in general, it can be a little intense, but you want to make sure you breathe through it, you listen to your body, and you are going to feel really nice after and have some alleviation of those aches and pains. Rules of foam rolling. #1, listen to your body. Just like any other workout that you're doing, especially if you're pregnant right now, you have to modify things so that it works for you and that it's comfortable for you. So you decide how intense or gentle you want each foam rolling move to be. Make sure all of your movements are nice and slow on the foam roller. We want to take our time and we don't want to rush through any of this muscle tension so our muscles have a chance to actually let go and relax. It's really important to breathe through all of the movements that we do today and just keep breathing in general, never bearing down or holding our breath. And you want to go through each foam rolling move for about 30 seconds. You can definitely go longer, but a minimum of 30 seconds for your muscles to have a chance to respond and to lengthen and to hopefully relax a little bit. So I have 5 basic foam rolling moves for you to try out today. I'm not going to be going for the full 30 seconds. This is more just educational. Make sure when you try these on your own, you go nice and slow, watch the clock, and give yourself the full 30 seconds at least. The very first move is going to be for our calves. So you're going to set up the foam roller so you have space to put one leg down. Turn your hips and toes to face in one direction. You're going to rest the other calf right on the foam roller. Hands will go behind your hips. You're going to hug baby a little bit here. Keep your chest lifted. And you're just going to experiment with moving around that calf. Never going on a joint. Making sure we're breathing, going nice and slow. And depending on you, you might want to find, or you may find, a really tender spot and you just want to sit right on top of it. There's mine. And just breathe through it. Try to relax. Let the other muscles of the body relax. And breathe. It might feel better to go up and down that muscle, making sure you stop before you hit any joints. So again, this is really about what feels like it's being effective for you. What's the best for your tension and pain relief. Make sure you switch sides. You can also increase the pressure by lifting your hips off the ground just as an option. You certainly don't have to. Some people like to crisscross their ankles and rest right on top to get even more weight on it. I find it's a little bit too much for me, but you do it however feels good for you. Moving up, we're going to go into the hamstring. So you're going to adjust the foam roller so it is above the knee joint, not on the knee joint. And you're going to rest on the meaty part. And for this one, again, several options, but you can lift your hips up and roll up to the hip joint and then down to almost to the back of the knee. And I tend to turn my toes in and out just to kind of find the spots. And maybe I find a spot and I want to rest there. If it doesn't feel good for you to be on your hands, you can use knuckles. Or if it doesn't feel good to lift your bum up, just rest and adjust. You can shift your weight, just kind of modify, make it work for you. Next move is for the quads. So now we're going to be moving so our chest is down. Make sure that before you begin, you hug baby nice and tight. And I'm gonna have one leg behind the foam roller and bring my knee way forward. And I'm going to bring the foam roller up to touch my quad, kind of right in the middle. And I'm going to come and down and adjust my elbows, make sure my back knee's out of the way to make room for baby. And I'm gonna dig my toes right down. And from here, you can kind of wiggle and adjust to roll right on that quad muscle. And I've got some seriously tender spots here. Stopping before you reach the hip or the knee. Breathing, you can turn your heel in and out. Just experimenting with where your tight spots are. And just a reminder again that you don't have to be right on top of the most intense area. You can be around it. You can pause there and breathe. You can go up and down. Listen to your body. Make sure you give both quads a little bit of love before you move on to the next move, which is for your glutes, the bum, and around the hips. We're not going to roll on top of any hip bones, but we are going to work through the muscles in that areas. And this is probably my most favorite move for some relief of pain for my sciatica. What you're going to do is sit down on top of your foam roller. Make sure if you need to, you have some support somewhere if you need to grab a wall or a chair. You're gonna find your sits bones and you're gonna shift them just a little bit forward so that you are on the fleshy part of your bum. Make sure your knees are nice and wide to make room for baby and you have a solid plant with your feet. And I'm going to just kind of wiggle and adjust until I focus on one cheek more than the other. So I'm going to kind of pull my bum over a little bit. Maybe I'll bring my knees a little bit forward. You can really modify this for you. I am leaning back and I'm hugging baby still. And I'm just rolling around in the fleshy part of the bum and trying to, there it is, find the tender spots and breathe through them. If it's too intense to be on top of them, remember you can just kind of flirt around the area. Being really careful that you don't go too big. Nice, slow movements. Some of you may want to even adjust further, where you shift more onto the side of your glute and roll around there. So again, each of us are different. Find where the tension is for you and experiment a little bit. Oh yeah. And shifting to the other side, same thing. Finding those tender spots. Might be a good time to remind yourself that it's going to feel so nice after you're releasing a lot of tension, releasing some of the toxins in those muscles, and you're going to feel nice when it's all over. The last foam rolling move I'll show you today is for your mid and upper back and for your shoulders. Make sure that you don't go on your low back or your neck. So what you're going to do is very carefully, you're going to sit your cheek right next to your foam roller. You may have to adjust it, and you're going to walk out so you can set yourself gently down, making sure it's on your back rather than your belly or ribs. You're going to settle yourself down right in the middle of that foam roller, and I'm going to make sure that's about my mid back, and I'm going to lift my hips really high. If you feel like you can't get enough oxygen in this position, you can adjust where your hips are or just forego it altogether. So you're going to roll gently up and down the upper back, down to the mid back, breathing through, and just shifting your weight side to side a little bit to see where you feel the tension. Slow and steady, right? Breathing through this for about 30 seconds or as much as feels good for your body today. Just remember when you're getting up off of the foam roller to hug in baby, keep those muscles a little bit tense and use your arms to help lift you up. So those are my 5 basic beginner foam rolling moves for anyone who's expecting or anyone who's brand new to foam rolling. I hope they felt good for you. Make sure when you're done today, drink a lot of water, maybe a little gentle stretching as well, and just take it easy and see how it works. If you're interested in more foam rolling moves, there are so many out there. This is just really beginner, really basic. So I definitely recommend looking up some more information for yourself. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw today and you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to Frenzy Farm Fitness. Make sure you turn on the notifications, share, like, I appreciate it all, and have a beautiful day and a beautiful pregnancy. And thank you so much. Bye, everybody.